Hi guys! I'm sitting here in Hammerfest, the town of Hammerfest in northern Norway, and lately there's been a bit of a celebrity here coming in the harbour. It's a white whale or a beluga whale. So that's what I'm gonna show you this episode. Yeah, so I'm here in the Hammerfest, and that beluga that I've arrived here is of course a big celebrity. It also raises a couple of ethical questions. The people here, it became so popular that people started, of course, to play with him, and I think the whale loves that because he's actually born in captivity, raised in captivity, maybe not born there, we don't know that for sure, but definitely been in captivity for a long time, trained by experienced people, and of course he learns tricks and everything. So obviously he likes spending time with people. That's his social life basically, because belugas in the wild, they live in a group, so they are group living animals, and that's their social life normally. But here in Hammerfest, he's alone. So his group here in Hammerfest is the people. So when people play with him, he loves that. And now, because people didn't really behave, they started to touch him too much and feed him things that maybe is not so good for him. By touching him, it's nothing wrong per se, but we never know if there are some diseases that can be transmitted from people to the whales and all those things. So it's better not to leave it. But because people always want to touch animals that are close to them, they had to put up some rules. And this is now what's going on. So now what happened is that the only time that this whale is allowed to interact with people is when the scientists, the people handling people, I would rather say, they don't do much science on this whale, but the people handling the whale give him some performance in front of the crowds. It's a little bit like a SeaWorld, and actually the people working with him has also been working in these aquariums and tourist aquariums before, so they know how to handle trained whales. But the problem is now that most of the day he's alone. People are not allowed to interact with him, so he is just floating around in the pool. So is that a good thing? And the next thing that is ethical, it can be raised question about, is the feeding. So because now he gets food, and that's how they actually learn him to play tricks. And who knows? It's a bit difficult because maybe if they keep feeding him, he has no motivation for leaving the harbour and try to learn to hunt himself. At the same time, maybe he will starve when he's not fed. Maybe he's not able to hunt because he's never been in a group, never been taught by the parents and by the grandparents how to catch fish by himself. So we don't really know what will happen if they stop feeding him. Maybe when he gets hungry enough, he will actually find food and eat, because if you're hungry enough, you will probably eat something. That's also with the people. So it's a difficult question. The Hammerfest people, obviously, some loving him, some doesn't care about him. So it's mixed feelings. And from the tourist crowds, you hear also different things. Some says it's tragic. Some really love to see him display in front of the people like he does. And of course, he's a beautiful whale, and he deserves to be wild. And here in Hammerfest, he is wild, so he's a wild animal now. The problem for him is that he's been in captivity so long, so the only social needs he have, or not needs, but the social skills he have is to seek people, because that has been his group before, and now he's looking for a new pod, sort of say. So this is the dilemma at the moment, what to do with this whale. Is it good or is it bad that the situation has become like it has? That's not for me to answer, but it certainly raises some questions. Another point is from a conservation point of view. Is it? I mean, a whale like this gets super popular very quickly, and he's wild swimming around in the harbour here. Doesn't want to leave the harbour. It creates a bonding between whales in general and people. So maybe, and by what we can see from the Facebook group, from the fundraising money and all these things, people are loving it, and people are loving the whale, and people want to take care of the whale, and that's also another question. Having animals like this that are so used to people, so friendly with people, also creates a bond between the animal and the people, and maybe not only this whale but also other whales that people want to take care of later at stage. So this whale might actually benefit a lot of other people. And this is of course also the argument that the aquariums are using when they show whales in front of big tourist crowds. So yeah, so this Hammerfest is certainly not an aquarium. This whale can leave at any point and he wants to, but he chooses to stay here, and for now it pleases the crowds.